I lost 30 pounds in 60 days with zero cardio. Here's me March 1st at a big and beefy 230 pounds at the peak of my bulk. And here's me now at a jacked and shredded 200 pounds getting ready for summer. And no, I didn't use steroids. And here's a few of my clients that got even better results that did exactly what I'm about to show you. So how did I do it? How did I lose 30 pounds in just 2 months without losing muscle, taking drugs, doing cardio, or starving myself? It's actually a lot easier than you think. In the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna show you the 5 things that anyone can do to get as shredded as possible, as fast as possible. And if you're new to my channel, I'm Tanner Shuck. I'm a lifetime natural lifter. And if you wanna know exactly how to eat and train to optimize body composition fast, this video is for you. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where I share my top 10 fat loss foods so you can burn a ton of fat without starving yourself too. But right now, let's head back home because I'm expecting somebody.
Hey, Tanner.
Jesus, you're already here?
Did you really lose 30 pounds in 60 days?
Yes, bro. Why would I lie about that?
Well, according to science and research, the most fat you can lose is 1 to 2 pounds per week.
I didn't say I lost 30 pounds of fat. I said I lost 30 pounds of weight.
Well, what's the difference?
Dude, I forget how much of an uninformed dumbass you are. Let's go into the gym and I'll explain. Remember when I was on a bulk?
Yeah?
I was 230 pounds on the scale and was eating over 4,000 calories per day. It was great for being strong. Like I was back squatting over 400 for reps and deadlifting over 500 for reps. And I could still visibly see my abs. So it's not like I was fat. I was certainly fluffy though.
No, you were pretty fat, Tanner.
Bro, I was on a bulk. Yes, I know I was bloated. I had super puffy cheeks. My muscles were full of glycogen and I was holding on to at least 10 to 15 pounds of water weight and at least 15 pounds of body fat.
So it wasn't all fat? But you look so much leaner now.
Remember, when you first start a weight loss phase, the first 5 to 10 pounds of weight you lose is water weight. So while I did lose 30 pounds in just 2 months, I would guesstimate that the first 10 to 15 pounds were water weight, and then around 15 to 20 pounds were body fat. But nonetheless, the scale doesn't lie, and the mirror doesn't lie either.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Wait, what's the difference between weight loss and fat loss?
Now, weight loss is simple. It's literally elementary math. Calories in versus calories out. But if our goal is to get shredded, the goal should never be weight loss. It should be fat loss. And the biggest mistake I see people make when they want to get shredded is that they start doing a shitload of mind-numbing cardio, thinking that's going to help them burn more calories and get shredded. And while in theory, that's kind of true, but if that's your approach, you're a fucking idiot. Let me explain why. Let's say you're an undisciplined asshole and you had a Big Mac, fries, and a medium Coke for lunch, which is 1,100 calories. And yes, you heard that right, 1,100 calories. Which are shit calories too, by the way. Do you know how long it takes you to burn 1,100 calories jogging on a treadmill? 2 hours. In other words, an 1,100 calorie meal that takes you 10 minutes to eat takes you 2 hours of jogging on a treadmill to burn off. That's crazy, right? What I'm saying is that it's 1,000 times easier just to eat less calories rather than try to burn more calories. This is why I did 0 calories to lose 30 pounds. It's an incredibly inefficient and ineffective way to lose fat. Rather than wasting my time doing more cardio, I just ate less food. So the first thing you must do to get shredded is your diet. How to do that? Now, we all know that if we want to lose weight, we must be in a calorie deficit, right? So the first and only place to start is to figure out your maintenance calories, which is also known as your total daily energy expenditure. Now, this isn't rocket science. Your maintenance calories is how many calories you need to eat every day to maintain your current body weight. And not knowing your maintenance calories is like driving around a new city without a map. You have no idea where you're going, or in this case, how much you should or shouldn't be eating. So if you want to stop looking like a Pillsbury doughboy, figure out your maintenance calories. One way is just to take your goal lean body weight and multiply it by 12 to 15, which will give you a ballpark figure of your maintenance calories. But personally, if you're trying to get really shredded, it's better to be precise. So I put a link in the description below with my free TDEE calculator where I'll tell you exactly how many calories you need to eat. So now that we know how many calories you need to eat to maintain your weight, now we got to get you in the infamous calorie deficit, which is just a fancy way of me telling you, stop eating like a beach whale and consume fewer calories than your body burns. And yes, if you want to get shredded fast, you'll want to track your calories. But don't worry, no one has to track forever. But I do think everyone should track their calories for at least 2 to 4 weeks at some point in their life. Because when you start paying attention to what you eat, you stop eating like a mindless idiot.
So that's about 300 grams of yogurt, probably about 100 grams of blueberries.
See, weigh and measure my food. I'm tracking my calories. It's actually super easy. And if you want to get shredded, you're going to want to do this. So when tracking, a general rule of thumb is to put yourself in a 20 to 30% deficit. The bigger the deficit, the faster you lose weight. Just don't exceed a 30% deficit because it's not sustainable for most people and you'll just feel starving all the time. So just to give you a quick example, let's say your maintenance calories are 3,000 calories per day, and we're going to stick to a 25% deficit, which is what I did because I wanted to get shredded fast. So we just do some very basic math and we take 3,000 and multiply it by 0.75 for a 25% deficit, which gives us 2,250 calories per day as our calorie deficit target. Once we know your calorie deficit target, then we'll do the second most important thing to get shredded, which is to break down your macro split.
I love macros. You mean like macaroni and cheese?
Oh my God. No, I mean your macronutrients. How many grams of protein, carbs, and fats you need to hit in our calorie deficit.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
But before we do that, let me drop some truth bombs on you so it all makes more sense. In theory, it's true. Carbs and fats don't make you fat. Eating too many calories makes you fat. Now, in theory, eating too much of anything results in weight gain if you're in a calorie surplus. But here's another fact. No fat person on this earth has ever gotten fat because they ate too much protein. Stay with me here. I need you to listen to me. I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about reality. No human on this earth has ever gotten fat from overeating protein because no human on this earth has ever been able to maintain a calorie surplus long enough to get fat if they were getting all their surplus calories from protein. It's never happened. Do you think you could get fat from eating too many chicken breasts or too many cans of tuna? No way. People do not get fat because they eat too much protein. People get fat because they grossly overeat carbs and fats and grossly undereat protein. Think about it. Foods high in carbs and fats are easy to overconsume. Foods high in protein are not. So what did I do when I wanted to get shredded? I ate more protein. In fact, when fat loss is the goal, eating more protein is the single greatest diet strategy of all time. Here's why. High protein diets improve satiety, they make you full, make you burn more calories when you're digesting food, they build and maintain muscle, improve recovery, and improve your metabolic rate. So how much protein should you eat? The general guideline for healthy active adults is to eat a minimum of 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body weight. But keep in mind, that's the minimum. If you're trying to lean out fast, the fastest way is just to get 40% of your calorie deficit calories from protein, and then just to fill in the rest of your remaining deficit calories with carbs and fats as desired. Personally, I always aim to get at least 1.5 grams of protein per pound of my lean body weight. So when I was on this cut, I ate at least 300 grams of protein a day, which kept me full, so I never felt hungry, even though I was in a big calorie deficit. And just think about it. If you're getting more calories from protein, then by default, you have to eat less calories from carbs and fats, which only enhances your fat loss. So now that we know how to eat for fat loss, let's discuss how to train for fat loss. But first, let me ask you a question. Which physique would you rather have? That of a 100-meter sprinter or a marathon runner? The sprinter, obviously. Remember the treadmill analogy I used where people think they need to go do hours of long, boring cardio to get shredded? Well, if that was true, don't you think most endurance athletes would look more like me instead of skinny, fat bags of shit? And I'm not here to bash on endurance athletes.
But Tanner, I love doing long, slow cardio.
And that's why you look like a skinny, fat pussy. So why do endurance athletes generally have shitty physiques? I'll tell you, because they live on carbs, don't eat enough protein, spend 30 plus hours a week doing long, slow cardio, and don't lift weights. Whereas the sprinter is strong, explosive, lean, and jacked, does 0 long, slow cardio, and lifts weights. So here's why you want to lift weights. We already know that if you want to lose fat, we need to eat less calories and burn more calories, right? So what's the easiest way to burn more calories? Speed up our metabolism, also known as our basal metabolic rate or BMR. Now, what's our BMR? Basically, it's how many calories your body needs just to stay alive and perform its most basal life-sustaining activities, like sleeping, digesting food, laying around, and thumbing your nuts.
Wait, Tanner. So you're saying when I'm sitting at home thumbing my nuts, I burn less calories than you when you're at home thumbing your nuts simply because you have more muscle than me?
Wow, bro. That's a perfect analogy. That's exactly what I mean. You took the words right out of my mouth.
So basically, if I just gain more muscle, then I'll stop being fat and burn more calories all the time?
Yeah, bro. And what's crazy is that your BMR accounts for over 70% of your daily calories burned. Yes, 70%. That's over double the calories you burn doing all your other daily activities, including working out.
Wow. Wait, so how do I increase my BMR again?
You build muscle, so lift weights. Not only is strength training a cheat code for life, it's also the best form of exercise for fat loss. Why? Because building muscle is metabolically expensive for your body, meaning the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. Here's a simple example. Think of your body as a car and your muscle as the engine for that car and calories as the fuel for that car. The more muscle you have, the larger the engine, and the larger your engine, the more fuel you burn. And when you think about it like that, it makes perfect sense why building and maintaining muscle is paramount for fat loss. This is when you're jacked. This is when you're a little bitch. So these past 60 days when I was getting shredded, I didn't focus on trivial bullshit like doing mind-numbingly long cardio workouts. I focused on what actually gets you shredded and keeps you looking jacked, which is a calorie deficit, a high-protein diet, and maintaining all my muscle from my bulk with loads of strength training. So here's what I did. Squats, deadlifts, presses, rows, dips, and single leg movements. So we know our maintenance calories, we know our macros, we know we need to prioritize protein, and we know we need to lift weights. But what's the greatest fat loss secrets you never think about? Number one is increasing your NEAT. That's your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Think of your NEAT as all the calories you burn all day long doing all your other daily activities like doing the laundry, taking out the trash, getting groceries, walking to and from your car, etc. In fact, besides increasing your muscle mass, increasing your NEAT is the second most powerful way to burn more calories. Your NEAT accounts for 15 to 20% of your daily calories burned, and people have no idea how powerful this is for fat loss. And the easiest way to increase your NEAT, this is going to be a shocker. It is quit sitting on your ass all day. Here's some ways I like to increase my own NEAT. Take the fucking stairs. Use a stand-up desk. Park your car farther away. Ride your bike to work. Now, if you're too lazy to do any of those things, just take a 10-minute walk. Just finished a meal? Take a 10-minute walk. Need a work break? Take a 10-minute walk. Feeling lazy and tired? Take a 10-minute walk. Taking 2 to 3 10-minute walks a day can be life-changing for how you look and feel, and it's something that anyone can easily do. I'm taking a 10-minute walk right now while filming this YouTube video, so again, no excuses. Now, the second most powerful fat loss secret that people completely forget about is sleep. Sleep's where all the magic happens. That's when your body burns fat, builds muscle, and recovers from training. And without adequate sleep, you'll never be able to optimize your hormones. And if your hormone levels are off, you're fucked. You're not burning fat, you're not building muscle, and you're not recovering from workouts. Basically, your whole life goes to shit when your sleep is shit. So if your fat loss is plateaued, it could be because you're not getting enough quality sleep. So set a reverse alarm. Stop using electronic devices 60 minutes before bed. Use blackout shades. Sleep in a cool, dark room. Just make sure to get a minimum of 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night if you're trying to optimize fat loss. Also, think about it like this. The more time you can sleep, the less time you have to be awake to fuck up your diet. All right. So if you want to get shredded or lose fat as fast as possible, you need to learn your maintenance calories and eat in a deficit, dial in your macros and eat more protein, lift weights and prioritize the main compound lifts, quit sitting on your ass all day and move your body as much as possible, and sleep 7 to 8 hours a night to optimize hormones. And to make that easier, here's my top 10 fat loss foods that make getting shredded easy without ever starving. Top 10 foods for fat loss in under 60 seconds. Red meat, pretty much the best food you can eat. Get lean cuts like tenderloin or top sirloin. Eggs, these are a nutrient powerhouse. Eat 2 to 3 whole eggs every day. And if you want extra protein, get egg whites. Fat-free Greek yogurt, super high in protein, low in calories, great nutrient profile. Potatoes, the #1 food on the satiety index, meaning it makes you full and keeps you full better than any other food. Blueberries, my favorite dessert when I want to be lean. Super low in calories and healthy. Whey protein isolate. Whey protein's a great supplement and an easy way to get more protein. Coffee, great appetite suppressant and speeds up metabolic rate, helping you burn more calories in a day. Soda water, the carbonation makes you noticeably more full. Great diet hack. Chicken breast, not my favorite foods, but they're basically pure protein with 0 carbs or fats, and it's better than having protein shakes all the time. Cruciferous vegetables, super low calorie, and they make you full and you burn more calories digesting them. Trust me, if you stick to those 10 foods, getting shredded is so simple. Meat and eggs should always be staple foods in your diet, regardless of your goals. And if you want to see why eating more eggs gets you absolutely jacked, click on this video here where you can see me eat 250 eggs in 1 week and it'll blow your mind.